Hi everyone, it's math time. So we have been working on subtraction and we'll continue working on that. The first strategy that we learned when we were together at OCS was use a picture. We're going to keep working with that strategy for a couple days. Today we'll be doing something so similar to what we did the last time we were all together. So this should feel comfortable and you can show your family exactly what to do. So use a picture. Let me think of a great story. I've got one. Silas and I went down to the lake. We live by the lake here in Idaho. So we went down to the lake, and Silas loves to skip stones in the lake. So I found 7 flat stones, perfect for skipping. And I want you to see as I'm drawing my picture that I'm organizing it. I'm not drawing them like all over the place, which will make it hard to count later. So that's what not to do. Okay? So you want to organize your picture so it'll be easy to count. So, now I forgot how many I did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so I found 7 skipping stones. And I'll just go ahead and erase this so it doesn't distract us. I found 7 skipping stones. And then, unfortunately, that's something that I'm trying to do, but I can't skip stones. So I didn't skip any myself. But I gave them to Silas to skip. Silas, do you know what that means? Skipping stones is where you throw them across the water and they kind of like jump like that across the water. So I gave Silas 3 of the stones, and he skipped them into the lake. And when you skip stones, sometimes you like to see how many hops you can get the rock to take. So Silas skipped 3 of the stones. How many stones are left? See if you can look at my drawing here, my picture, use my picture, and see if you can figure out how many are left. 3. We can count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I gave you an easy one as the example. I know when you do your work, you might choose to do ones that are a little trickier. So then we can write our equation. Will you try and write an equation for that? Remember, we start out with the whole, so the big number comes first. What was our whole in this problem? Minus, remember, a part equals a part. For subtraction, we say whole minus part equals part. And I'm going to draw up here, remember our whole and part maps, or number bonds. Whole, part. So if we were to take this number and break it into 2 parts, the parts would be there. So whole minus part equals part. Okay, so see if you can fill out this equation for this picture. So how many did we start out with all together? Goes here, the whole. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, write it down. 7. Minus, how many did Si skip? 1, 2, 3. And notice that I didn't erase them. If I erased them, that information would be gone, and I might not be able to remember what my whole was or how many I took away. So Xing them off is the thing to do so that you can still see that information. 7 minus 3, and how many are left? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I'm hoping that you got an equation like me. 7 minus 3 equals 4. Okay, now let me give you one to try on your own. Here we go. Let's see. We have a wood stove here at my house in Idaho, so let's do one. This is one that happens a lot. So I brought in 8 logs for the wood stove. Okay, so you're going to draw a simple picture, right? I brought in 8 logs. We burned 4. How many are left? I brought in 8 logs. We burned 4. How many are left? draw your picture, and write an equation. I'll get out a whiteboard so that I can do it while you're doing it, and then we can show each other. Okay, let's see. And remember, is this art class or math class? Math class. So simple pictures. You don't have to spend a lot of time drawing the logs or whatever it is that you're thinking of. Simple pictures, because we want to really focus on the math and not get bogged down with making a really detailed picture. We can do that at different times, but during math we do simple pictures. So to show logs, I'm going to show you what I'm doing. I'm just making rectangles. So I brought in 4 logs. The most important thing is just to represent the number with some sort of picture. Even if I drew circles, it wouldn't really matter as long as I'm representing the number. Okay. Do you have your 8 logs? I'm going to count again just to be sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I have my 8 logs. Okay, 8 logs. Do you remember how many I said I burned? That's right. 4. So figure out how you're going to show that. I burned 4 logs. Remember with X's, right? Okay. Now you should be able to see how many are left. And I'm going to hold mine like this, so we'll show each other at the end. And see if you can write an equation. Remember, it's whole minus part equals part. Okay? Write that equation for me. Okay, I'm going to show you mine. I think that was enough. Was that enough time for you? If not, you can go ahead and pause the video for a minute. Okay, 8 is the whole. So 8 logs minus 4 logs equals 4. Now how did I figure out this 4 again? Yes, that's right. Count the logs that aren't crossed off. Okay, count those logs. Okay, so 8 minus 4 equals 4. Let's see if I can set that there for a minute. There we go. Now, let me show you what your work will be for today. If you look in your math folder towards the front, you should find this. Okay, this paper. And you'll want to get this out. It has a front and it also has a back, and they look the same. So you have space for 1, 2, 3, 4 problems to do. You're going to make up your own problems just like I did. It says show an example of subtraction with a picture and an equation. So you're going to think of a story like what I did. Draw the picture. Okay, think of how many you're losing, taking away, eating, breaking, whatever. Cross them off, and then I want you to write the equation. I want you to use numbers that are just right for you, that are just the perfect challenge. If numbers like 8 minus 4 feel just like the right challenge, use those. If it's numbers like 18 minus 6 that feel like a better challenge for you, then I want you to pick numbers like that. Okay, but make sure it's numbers where you can still carefully count them and carefully make equations. In your folder, you also have a 100s chart, so that can help you if you want to know how to write any of the numbers. And you have a front and you have a back, so you'll do this 4 times. After you finish, at the end, I'd like you to show your family, show someone in your family, and like we did at school, remember when you were working on the whiteboards and we all shared our stories with the group? I want you to share your stories with your family. So let your family know what your story is and what happened in that story, and then read them your equations. Okay? Have fun with that.